My colleagues, the university, thought I was crazy. Then I told them, I'm now a babalawo. They said, what? In this century, Abikanlu la peku, iku ni ẹni tó bá mọ òní ní Abikanlu. Before we become babalawo, before we become kings, obìnrin ló bí wa, káwa tó dé nìyẹn. Women should be respected.
Welcome to Inside the Oracle. My name is Chief Alaje, and today we are opening the sacred archives to bring to you a powerful conversation. Our guest holds the title of Araba, which is like the king of all Ifa devotees of that area. Not only is he Araba, his father was Araba, and two of his uncles are Araba as well. He is of royal Ifa lineage, and he is with us today, and we are so grateful to have such a powerful, powerful person amongst us. Help me to welcome Araba Agboola Awodiran to our show. He's going to bless us with some powerful Ifa conversation. Greetings and welcome. Today is a wonderful day. We have one of our esteemed elders, one of our chiefs from Lagos, Baba Araba Agboola Awodiran. He's here visiting the United States, and we are here today at the 256 Center, and he is going to share some great wisdom and understanding about Ifa, tell us a little bit about his past, his history, and to just kind of let us know a little bit about how Ifa was when he was growing up compared to now. Ekabo Baba. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
So I wanted to ask you to tell the audience a little bit about who you are, a little bit about your background, your family, and just catch us up to where we see you today.
Thank you. Yoruba, eriwo ya Ayagbo, Ayato, Ayaje, Ayamo, Omeriwo Kunpe. It's my pleasure to be here at the 256 Healing Center. The name 256 is very, very significant. We all know why we have 256 Odu Ifa. Anyway, Yoruba will say, Rántí ọmọ ẹni tí ìwọ ṣe. Remember the son of whom you are. My name, Awodiran. The name, if you have to translate it, Awo or Ifa is in the family. That Ifa is hereditary. Happens to be a son of a great man in Lagos, whose origin was Oshogbo. My father, Oloye Akan Fashina Agboola, he moved to Lagos in 1930, and he did a lot of wonderful things to be recognized as a priest, Babalawo. My father got his first title, Awishe of Lagos. That was in 1974. How did he get the title? He happens to be a friend to the Oba of Lagos that time, Oba Adeyinka Oyekon. And incidentally, that time, Nigeria was engulfed with civil war. And my father cast Ifa and predicted so many things in Lagos. And through Ebo ritual, we were able to avert danger in Lagos, the Biafran war. So the king, the Oba of Lagos, thought it wise. This man predicted so many things. and everything manifested. Let's give him a title. And they gave my father the title Awishe of Lagos.
Wow.
You can translate as accurate forecaster. That was his first title. And Awishe became a title so famous among the Babalawos. So many Babalawos took after my father. I know it was after him, Baba Ifayemi Elebuibon was also installed Awishe of Oshogbo land. And my father progressed and was installed Araba of Lagos in 1984. And he was there for, he passed on 1991 when he joined his ancestors. Yes, I was born to the family of Ifa. My mother, incidentally, if I have to say the story, but I have to say it, my father was trained by a priest called Ogunjobi, Aberefa Ogunjobi in Odeomu. Odeomu was a city about 30 minutes drive from Oshogbo.
I want to invite you to a 3-day spiritual immersion and a powerful sacred transformation. You will learn how to connect with your ancestors, to embody the power of the Orisha, and to remove limiting beliefs that have been holding you back for years. Click the link in the notes area for the 3-day Ifa and Orisha challenge, or go to 3dayifa.com. 3dayifa.com. Register and unlock the power that is deep within inside of you. I'll see you on the inside.
His father did not train him. He sent him to his friend in Odeomu. So my father was learning Ifa. When a little baby girl was born, the baby daughter of his Oluwo, and customarily, they had to resort to Esentaye, Ikosejaye, the 3rd day divination. And the Odu was Irete Ka. Irete Ka was the Odu. And the babies, Esentaye. And the Babalawos who are there had to chant Ifa on the Odu. My father was a student under Aberefa Ogunjobi who had the baby. And looking at the Odu, it was revealed that the baby must marry a Babalawo. Just follow the story. And, the story added that since Ifa has said it, they have to find out the Babalawos that will be the husband of a 3rd day old baby. And Ifa picked young Araba Agboola.
Wow.
You can imagine how mighty Ifa is. Definitely my father definitely should be over 17 years that time.
Okay.
Well, he finished his studies with Ogunjobi and, he graduated, went back to Oshogbo, and he came to Lagos. He married 2 women. And to cut long story short, Ifa reminded my father of the baby betrothed to him. Though my father had some, well, in those days, polygamy is, is popular, but sometimes it can be, it can bring some sort of conflict, sometimes. If I reminded my father not to forget the baby betrothed to him. Well, my father, for reasons known to him, the women, with him were not giving him the comfort he wanted. So the women had to be excused, I don't want to use separated, something like that. And he came down to Odemu to take his wife. So my mother was, maybe, if I had to show the picture of their marriage, this happened in 1948. 1948. Araba Agboola married the daughter of his Olu.
Wow.
Named Mojisola Olasinde Ireteka. I put the biography of my father, the profile. I mentioned it in my book.
Okay.
Ifa Ohun Ẹnu Olódùmarè. Ifa, God's sacred message to mankind. So the story, if you want to get the full story, it's there.
Okay.
That was how you can see in the family, in the paternal side, Ifa.
Yes.
The maternal side, Ifa.
Yes. Wow.
My father married. It was now Mojisola who eventually gave birth to me.
Wow. Wow.
My mother was a daughter of my father's Oluwo. It's very, very rare in those days for an Oluwo to give out his daughter to a student, a trainee. They would prefer to give the daughters to their colleagues. But that means my father, Agboola, must have impressed him a lot. Must have impressed his teacher, his Olu Aberefa Ogunjobi. So, Aberefa Ogunjobi also eventually became the Araba of Odeumu.
Okay.
My father, I already told you the story. He married my mother, and from my mother, we are 5. And I'm the 4th child of my mother.
Wow.
They named me Awodiran. Then I have a junior sister. So I am surrounded by females.
Oh.
So they named me Okanlawon, the special one among women.
Wow.
And here I am today. There must have been a reason why Ifa said young Agboola will marry the daughter of his Olu, because I am the product of that matrimony.
Wow.
And today, I am also Araba of Orisha in Lagos, Nigeria. You can see how I swim in Ifa, I drink in Ifa, Ifa runs in my veins.
Really?
You know, my father was Araba.
Mm.
His Oluwo was Araba.
Mm.
I have two uncles. I have an uncle, Fatumbi Fashino, who became Araba after my father passed on.
Mm.
And the present Araba of Lagos mainland is also my uncle, a junior brother of my mother. You can see how historical this thing is. The father Ogunjobi trained my father, Agboola. Agboola now trained the son of his Oluwo.
Wow.
He brought him to Lagos too. And his name is Faniyi Ogunjobi.
Okay.
He is presently the Araba of Lagos mainland.
Wow.
Presently. I moved to Oronshoki, and because of my service to mankind and my proficiency in Ifa and other factors known to the Oba of Oronshoki, I became the Araba in the year 2006.
Oh, wow.
That is the background of my humble self.
Thank you. Baba, can you tell us more about what the title Araba means?
Yeah, Araba. Araba ni Baba Eriwo. In the Odu Ifa, Irentegbe, Ifa said, Ada àwọ̀ akọ́dá díwá fún akọ́dá, òdìdẹ fèrèfèrè, babaláwo aṣẹ̀dá ló díwá fáṣẹ̀dá. Adá tó kó bọ̀ ó sùn gbọ̀nrangandan, babaláwo eríwọ̀ṣìn ló díwá fẹ́ríwọ̀ṣìn. Ohun tá a bá ṣe lónìí, ọ̀rọ̀ tán ní lọ́la. Adíbáfáràbà pàtàkì tí ó jó lórí awo. Ta ni bàbá Eríwò? Araba ni bàbá Eríwò. Araba. Having the title Araba is like Araba can be described as the Oba, the king in the household of Ifa. There are many titles one can get from Ifa. We mention Akoda, Asheda, Irinmi, Agbongbon, Awishe. Araba is the highest title somebody can be, elevated to. Araba is the king, is the head of tradition.
Wow. Do you want to learn more about your ancestors? Do you want to learn how to communicate to your family that's transitioned to the other realm? Do you want to be empowered by the forces of nature that surround you every day, like the wind, the ocean, the river, the earth? Well, I invite you to become a member of the 256 Academy. Inside, we feature Ifa, Orisha, and ancestral studies. Down below in the notes, you'll see a link to the Chief Alaje app. Or you can go to the iOS and Google Play Store and download Chief Alaje app. And inside, you'll see the 256 Academy. Become a member, and you will learn more than you could ever imagine about yourself, your ancestors, and the forces of nature. Welcome to the 256 Academy. Baba, from your time growing up and experiencing Ifa, as you said, was around you, and now as you see Ifa today, what type of things are different compared to how people practiced Ifa when you were growing up versus today?
Yeah, let us mention the way we are trained. I was lucky to be born to the family of Ifa. Yeah, everything is Ifa. I also thank my father. My father believes in also Western education. education, the colonialism has come. We are happy in our family that many homes were affected because of the advent of Christianity and Islam. But despite that, we remain intact in my family. But we all have to go to the Western education. So my father encouraged us to go to the school, Oyinbo school. There, we study Bible and also, the missionary school. But I am happy I still remain because my father had told me, he said, in your Ikosejaye, my father told me, I am going to be a practicing Babalawo. Those days, I thought the old man was joking because technology is taking over everything. How will I? Yes, I have Ifa. I got initiated in 1974. 1974. I had my Ifa initiation. I still venerate my Ifa. I said, okay, my Ifa will still be with me, but I want to pursue an academic career. I want to sit down in the office, air condition with managers, with secretaries, with that was what I thought. That the words of elders are words of wisdom. The words of Ifa are words of wisdom. My father said, this is what I'm going to do.
Wow.
So the opportunity I had was, as I was doing the Oyinbo school, the Western school, anytime I get home, my Ifa study. How did we learn Ifa? Ifa is oral. That's how we are able to be trained. And basis of Ifa, that was taught to me over 50 years ago, I can still remember them as if it's there in my brain. It's because there is a process. When you are learning Ifa, you start from Ejiogbe. If you have not fully understood the verses in Ejiogbe, you will not progress to Oyekumeji, to Iworimeji, to Odimeji, to Irosumeji, to Owonrinmeji, to Obarameji, to Okoranmeji, to Ogundameji, to Osameji, to Ikameji, to Turupomeji, to Turameji, to Retemeji, to Osemeji, to Ofunmeji, Epaudu. And after that, Amulumala, the Ifa combination. Ogbe Oyeku, Ogbe Iwure. That was how we learn Ifa. No Oluwo will ever allow you to bring a book or a note to start writing Ifa. You will be regarded as a lazy child. They will tell you any Ifa that you learn by writing may not stick to your brain. So that was the advantage I had. I was going to the school, missionary school, and I was being trained by my father and some of his colleagues. That was how I was able to learn all the 256 Odu. After my graduation in the university, I still thought I would do my master's. I got employed. I read business administration and I got a job as a business and management consultant. Briefly, until it's like Orunmila told me it's time to quit white collar job. And that was how, but I didn't know up till now. I just walked straight into my boss and I told him I am resigning today. And he asked, did you get a better job? Am I not paying you well? I said, no. I said, this is a divine call to fulfill the prophecy of Ifa. It was amazing when I got home and I told my father, I quit my job today. My father was so surprised. My father thought I got another offer, maybe in oil company. You know, everybody wants to.
Yes.
Children, youngsters of those days, you want to work either in the central bank or in the oil NNPC.
That's right.
I said, no. I said, you told me that my Esentaye is Ifa. Though I know Ifa is not that I'm going to start afresh, but no other job for me. And I never regretted my decision. Ifa has taken me to many parts of the world. Today, my colleagues, you know, the university thought I was crazy. And I told them, I'm now a Babalawo. They said, what? In this century? In this century? You want to be holding a female goat and goat with this older men? You want to be holding roosters? Cuckoo. They find it funny that a graduate would decide to leave office job to be among the elders. It was a very rare decision I took. Even some of my girlfriends, thought, what is happening? How can they introduce their boyfriend as a babalawo? They want to introduce me. Women feel comfortable to introduce me. He is a banker. He is an administrator. He is a manager.
Yes.
But for that, you know, to say, oh, my boyfriend is a babalawo. That was the effect of colonization in Africa. Now they see Ifa as evil. That's why they say Eshu is Satan, and Eshu is not Satan. When they were translating the English Bible to Yoruba, they translated everything, David, Daffody, Jacob, Jacobu. When it came to Satan, why can't they follow the sequence and call Satan Satani? Then they now pick a great deity of Yoruba land, Eshu, and equate it as Satan, devil. So anybody who, Babalawo, they want to run away. But I maintain a family. So that's why today, my wife, I married her from a Christian family, but she understood everything and was supportive of me. She is a graduate too, and she is now in Yanifa.
Oh, wow.
So, but some women who could not, tolerate that. How can you be? Please, There are some people who advise me, why will you are a graduate. Continue to work in the office. Yes, you have a temple in Lagos, go to, after all, you don't go to church, you don't go to mosque. But not to now say you are a babalawo. It takes some courage. That was when Ifa is not. Now I'm happy now these days. People now from all parts of the world. My father told me, he said, you know, there will be a time, there will be many people, inflow of people embracing Ifa.
Wow.
That Ifa will become a treasure, inestimable treasure all over the world. And it is happening. So, technology has taken over things. Now, Ifa has become global. It is not only for the Yorubas alone. That is some of the things I will say in the lecture. Ifa ń gbayé lọ ọ̀gbẹ̀rì òmù. So, the Ifa now has become, because of technology, it's now more advanced. Many people are coming into Ifa. We can't subject people the way we learn Ifa because it's not one, the medium, the Yoruba, that is the language of Ifa. Sometimes, like I've said, I go through the process when you will be on the mat, on the floor, and your Oluwo will sit down and will be giving you one by one. Let's start. You want to learn Ejiogbe. The Oluwo will say, Ejeji ni mo gbe mi o gbe nikan. The student will repeat. And that was how we find. But now these days, there is recording, there is writing. But the only thing we want to tell people is, as you write or you receive the information either by recording, you have to create time for yourself to at least put things in your brain. After you might have written, because of constraint of time. People now, there are books, but the problem is, Ifa is something that is, it's a word of Olodumare, communicating with God. You don't need to start wasting time looking for book before you can transmit the divine word of God. So, to be a Babalawo is not a joking matter. You have to study and learn the Odu. Ifa entails so many things. So things are changing. We still have the way of doing things in Africa. You have people with the staying with Oluwo. The Oluwo, presently, they are educating even Babalawos who are training under them. They go to school, and because education is important. If not for my education, my education has helped me. That's why I'm able to at least to communicate. After getting the verses of Ifa, I try to translate for the audience to understand. It is education, So everything has become, Ifa has become, global. Everywhere in the world, people have a way of studying. The internet, many internet schools are sprung from. Many people are learning Ifa through, social media and the internet. So things have become, Ifa has become sophisticated all over the world.
Baba, there's a medicinal aspect of Ifa as well.
Yes.
Before, did people use the Ifa medicine more before than now? And do people now go to the Western doctor more? Or is it the same as it used to be?
Yeah, no, things have changed. That's why Ifa encompasses everything. Healing, medicine, and the Odu. Now, the other aspect of Ifa, which we call the traditional medicine,
Yes.
people are also, into that aspect because of there are many things that defile orthodox medicine, which Ifa traditional medicine has been able to deal with, to cure. Babala, we don't arrogate wisdom to ourselves. We don't say we know it all. There are certain ailments that are well treated through Ifa and traditional medicine. There are things that, because everything is science. Science has brought also more life into the practice. Some of the traditional medicine practitioners, some of them are also getting equipment to make herbs into capsules. Something like that to help the, because everything is medicine, as the herbs, the rules are all the foundation of Ifa. The Osoyin, the Orisha of medicine, let me say a colleague of Orunmila, though some Ifa bases may have him as a servant or a student. So they are colleagues, and who specializes in curing, in medicine. So everything is in Ifa. There are so many things you can, specialize on. Like you mentioned, tradition. Some Odus will even say certain things that needs to be done. And the doctors too, sometimes they understand things that they have been, unable to treat. They will refer, and they confess later, maybe this person needs metaphysical, approach to its problem. And that was when they will now resort to divination. Ebo also has his own role in healing.
Yes.
Sometimes there might be some reasons why someone is getting sick all the time, and making Ebo, offering Ebo, may take it away. And we shouldn't also forget another colleague of Orunmila, Obaluaye, Shokmono, Olode, also has his role. And maybe you need to venerate, to appease some Orisha, and the person will get better.
That's wonderful. Baba, what about the role of women in Ifa? Women becoming Iyanifa? Do you see more women as Iyanifa now compared to before, or is it the same?
Yes, the women are really coming to Ifa, and Ifa is Ifa is flexible. Ifa is not discriminatory. We all know that's the difference between the Yoruba Ifa practice and the Lukume, the Santeria, sometimes forbid women in even having Ifa or getting initiated to Ifa. But in Africa, in Yoruba, we initiate women. Women have special role to play in Ifa. Yes, they are Yanifa. Women who are able to study and learn the Odu, you cannot restrict the women to cast Ifa. No. Women, the number of women in Ifa have multiplied. Though some people may make it like a women liberation or women wants to. There are limitations for women. You all know women cannot see Odu. But to cast Ifa and do basic things, well, people resort to Erindinlogun. Some people, because Erindinlogun is not as, deep as learning the 256 Odu.
Yes.
But ask me, some women are now chanting Ifa like men. They have studied, they can do Ebo. So why restrict them?
Yes.
And we shouldn't also forget that you underestimate women at your own peril. Women should not be underestimated. Why do we have the Odu or Shetura when the male Orisha were feeling arrogant and said, what is happening? We can't involve women. And everything was in total disarray for them. Obatala was creating human beings, the hunchback, the cripple, Arara, Afoju, the blind. What is happening? He was not getting it right. Ogun, the pathfinder, was not creating the path well. He said, what was happening? They went back to Olodumare, and Olodumare tell them, there is Oshun among you. So, you neglected Oshun and you want your sacrifice to be accepted. You better go and involve Oshun. And they involve Oshun. So, even among the Orisha, they cannot set women aside. Women, and we shouldn't forget our mothers. They gave back to us before we become Babalawo, before we become kings. Obìnrin ló bí wa, káwa tó dènìyàn. Women should be respected. Any Babalawo or whoever wants to underestimate women or so, women should just sit down. No, you are not talking Ifa. Ifa respect women a lot.
Wow.
And they have their role.
Baba, what about the children? Is it good to initiate a child to Ifa young, or should they be at a certain age? And then compare it now to when you were growing up.
Yeah, thank you. I was 14 in 1974 when my father initiated me. And the advantage was that I could still remember, certain things happening in the grove. The advantage, I initiated my son when he was 3.
Wow.
So I would say it should not be too low. I've seen these days babies being initiated where somebody has to carry the baby. But I would prefer a baby that is already walking. My son was able to hold Irukere himself. And the Ojubona of who initiated my son, anytime my son sees him, so Ifa is coming. He called Ojubona Ifa. At least he was still able to remember. So the advantage of it is that so that the child can be able to understand things, but it depends on the reason, the factors. Maybe through Ifa divination, Ifa has directed the child must be initiated immediately. One cannot go against the words of Ifa. But on the normal thing, I would say one should give a baby time to at least from 3 years old is good. That is my opinion.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Baba.
You're
Sharing
welcome.
your wisdom with us.
You're welcome.
These are such rare moments that we get to sit down with you, so we're very grateful.
My pleasure.
Baba, to conclude, will you say some prayers for our community and say some prayers for Ifa people worldwide?
Yes. Olódùmarè ìbà ẹ́,
Bashe.
ọba tó láyé ìbà yín,
Bashe.
ilé ayé á rojú aráyè fún gbogbo wa. Torí pé wọ́n ní abíkanlú là á pe kú, ikú ní ẹni tó bá mọ òní ní abíkanlú, ó lóun ò ní pa olúwa rẹ̀ ní kékeré. Gbogbo wa àti gbogbo agbègbè yìí a mọ ìwọ ikú ní abíkanlú, ikú kó má lè pa wá o. Kórófì ọba rìṣà là á pààrùn. Àwọn lẹ́yìn tó bá mọ̀ òun ní kórófì ọba rìṣà, ó lóun ò ní ṣe olúwa rẹ̀. Gbogbo wa a mọ ìwọ àrùn ní kórófì ọba rìṣà. Àrùn kó má lè ṣe wá o. Ògbòrògbòrò ń dágìjà lórúkọ tá a pọ̀run. Ọ̀run lẹ́yìn tó bá mọ̀ òun ní ògbòrògbòrò ń dágìjà. Ó ní olúwa rẹ̀ kò ní bá wọn lọ sọ́run ọ̀sán gangan. Gbogbo wa Awósanmí, olóyè, bàbá Sekú Alájé àti gbogbo àwọn ọmọ gbogbo wa a mọ ìwọ ọ̀run ní ògbòrògbòrò ń dágìjà. Káwa má bá wọn lọ sọ́run ọ̀sán gangan. Ọ̀fìntẹ́rẹ́ Olúfẹ̀ẹ́gbẹ́ là á pélẹ̀. Ilẹ̀ ń tẹ́ni tó bá mọ̀ òun ní ọ̀fìntẹ́rẹ́ Olúfẹ̀ẹ́gbẹ́. Ó ní olúwa rẹ̀ kò ní filẹ̀ ṣáṣọ́ bóra. Gbogbo a mọ ìwọlẹ̀ ní ọ̀fìntẹ́rẹ́ Olúfẹ̀ẹ́gbẹ́. Ká má bá wọn filẹ̀ ṣáṣọ́ bóra. Arágada járí olú là á pògùn. Ògún lẹ́ni tó bá mọ̀ òun ní arágada járí olú. Ó ní olúwa rẹ̀ kò ní kúkú pa. Ó ní kò ní sùnà àgbàrá ẹ̀jẹ̀. Gbogbo wa mọ ọ̀wọ́ Ògún ní arágada járí olú. Ká má bá wọn kúkú pa. Ká má sùnú àgbàrá ẹ̀jẹ̀. A fi olùgbòǹgbò dájú ìjàrú là á pé ṣọ̀pọ̀nná. Ṣọ̀pọ̀nná náà tó bá mọ̀ ní a fi olùgbòǹgbò dájú ìjàrú. Ó ní òun ò ní bá olúwa rẹ̀ jà. Gbogbo wa a mọ ìwọ ṣọ̀pọ̀nná ní a fi olùgbòǹgbò dájú ìjàrú. Kí ṣọ̀pọ̀nná má bá wa jà o. Ara bẹ kéékèèké mọ lọ́kọ̀ jẹ́ là á pa àwọn yàmí àjẹ́. Àwọn yàmí àjẹ́ ní ẹni tó bá mọ òun ní ara bẹ kéékèèké mọ lọ́kàn jẹ́. Wọ́n láwọn ò ní fi abẹ́ àwọn kàn án. Gbogbo wa a mọ ẹ̀yin yàmí àjẹ́ ní ara bẹ kéékèèké mọ lọ́kàn jẹ́. Ẹ má fi abẹ́ yín kàn wá o. Méje ni wọ́n bí yín, àwa ni wọ́n bí tì kẹjọ yín. Èèwọ̀ òrìṣà a kì í bọ́mọ ìyá ẹni jà. Àtẹ̀pédé yanrìn àgbo. Gbogbo alájọ tẹlẹ̀ yìí pẹ́. Òde gbangba là á béèrè ajílé kege. Òde gbangba là á fi sí lọ. Ayé ni kí ọ̀tá àwa ó fi wá sí lọ o. Ikú kì í powó. Ifá má jẹ́ kí ikú ó lè pa wá o. Èjì ogbè o. Wá gbébi kúrò lórí wa o. Tó àbàlá èṣù, I have prayed for the longevity of all members of this community.
Ashe.
I have prayed for victory.
Ashe.
I have prayed for protection, that the world itself is becoming very, very unsafe. United States inclusive. It's a country where you can go, many people have been killed as a result of stray bullets. We have prayed for that Ogun protect us all.
Shame.
That whenever we go out on our daily business, we don't miss that kind of misfortune.
Shame.
I have prayed and committed our soul to Obaluaye not to let any kind of terminal disease affecting us.
Shame.
I have prayed that Obatala rescue us from any kind of misfortunes.
Shame.
I have prayed and saluted, paid homage to Iyami Oshoronga, our powerful spiritual mothers. Only the ignorance will refer to them as witches. But to us, they are powerful spiritual mothers, the elders of the night. I have prayed that give us the necessary love, affection. I pray that all the Orisha, the deities, protect us all.
That's you. Thank you, Baba.
You're welcome.
Thank you.